Hi, fellow artists and colorists. It's Amanda here for Mandi's Art. I want to welcome you back to the channel. And today's video, I have an unboxing of the Rembrandt Polycolors color pencils, the 36 set and the 12 gray set, and also my Derwent Inktense pencils. This came in my Dick Blick order for January for art supplies. And I just wanted to kind of show them off and do a first impression kind of thing. And I also want to do a shout out to all my recent subscribers. I want you to know that I am excited for you coming and subscribing to the channel. And I'm also very appreciative of the support that you're giving, and I hope that you will continue to stick around and watch my videos. And like I said, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. So let's get back into this. This is super exciting day for just filming this. So these are the Rembrandt Polycolor pencils. This is the sleeve. I've already opened them, sharpened them, and swatched them because swatching can take forever on camera. So I wanted to save the pain of being here forever. But I will show my swatches and we will talk about them and some other stuff. So I'm gonna open, they come in this nice pencil case. It is a hinged lid. Look at these gorgeous pencils. You cannot get enough of this. So, and it does, the 36 set also comes with, their Splendor blender, which is really good at pushing pigment down in the tooth of the paper, and I just love the blender. I also, when I'm blending color pencils, I have a couple other blenders I use too. I have the Prismacolor Premier Colorless blender. Oops. This one's not sharpened because I haven't been using it lately, but I do have that one. And then I also have the Derwent, let's see here, blender and burnisher set, which I really enjoy this because this one can push the color down into the tooth and spread out the pigment a little bit. And the burnisher just makes it shiny and comes together. Whereas, like I said before, this blender just pushes it down in the tooth. So these Lyra pencils are water resistant and they are light fast. And there is a total of 78 colors in the whole set. They are light and they have a smoothness to their lead. And this is the back of the packaging where I was getting all that information from. And just look at the tonal view of these and how bright they are. And then I also have, that I picked up from the Lyra company, is the 12 Polycolor Gray tone set, which the Lyra is open stock from on Dick Blick. So each of these will have a barcode on it. Here, I will open this one too. And they have a hinged lid. And then there's these. So, when you're working with a limited budget and you want to get artist grade pencils, I would suggest starting open stock and just kind of building your collection that way and buy the set size that you can afford. If it's only the 12 grays and the first basic colors, which is a red, a yellow, a blue, a green, you can start out there and you can add and layer colors from there, or just to try an artist grade pencil because you may or may not like it, and instead of investing a huge amount of money, you've got a couple open stock before you like jump the gun as a way of kind of saving money. I have a limited income, so that's why I chose to get these you know, as what I could afford, and then picking up the open stock till I have the full set. Because honestly, after doing the swatches, I haven't done any coloring or artwork with them yet, but that is on my list to do this week. To actually really sit down and play and get the feel of these. Excuse me, got a little tickle in my throat. Let me take a quick drink. And that should clear that too. To play around and actually see and what works best for me. I tend to prefer a harder pencil so that I can layer. I also can be a little heavy-handed, so it's nice to have that break-resistant tip that you get with oil pencils versus wax. But I will have to say that I do love my Black Widow pencils because they're wax, but they are also a harder wax so that they don't break as much compared to a Prismacolor. You know, I am not a fan of Prismacolors. I know a lot of colorists and artists are like, that is the top of the line for wax pencils. For me, the breakage and not being able to work with them enough and layer completely the way I like to layer, they're a no-go on my list. They are like on the bottom. So that's what kind of led me to these, because they are oil-based. They're not wax. And the fact that they're water and light resistant. I am saving to get the Derwent Lightfast and the Caran d'Ache Luminance, but they are pretty pricey pencils. So I'm going to try these before I get there and see how I like them. So let's look at my swatches, and I can bring this in. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit here so you get a better, no, that's too far in, better view of the swatches. So first off, my swatch book is not your typical swatch book binder. So because I zoom in, so let's zoom this out so you can see what it is. So I use a Strathmore 400 series tone tan paper, and it's a 80-pound paper at 118 GSM. And I have lots of different swatches in here of my dry media. I'm just gonna kind of flip through. So I go back to the set page that I want, and then I'll zoom you back in. So too far. I'm still kind of getting the hang of this. So filming and stuff. So and I love the tone paper because it helps you when you already are doing like a background for a certain piece. You've already got a lot, being that it's toned, it's colored, you have a good base to kind of start with, so you don't have to waste your hand strength for making your background if you've got a large area to cover. So this is kind of great for that. So in the gray set, I just made little squares of several different layers, and then I wrote the color names down. What is nice about the Lyra pencils with their color names, the pencil is easy to read. So I'll show you here. It's not focusing because it's zoomed out. So the writing of the pencil is in black compared to like gold or a metallic color. And then it's also got a color dipped. So if you cannot read the name, you can kind of get an idea of what the color of the pencil is. And then on the other side is the name. And then it also has a barcode for the open stock. So I struggle with seeing the names on the pencil because I am vision impaired, and I'm sure there are plenty. So most of my swatches just don't have the color names down. It's just the color because it's hard to read the print on the pencils. And I'm lucky sometimes if I can just get the number down. So like I said. So we've got a white, a light gray, a silver gray warm, a medium gray, a Schwartz black, a light gray warm, which is really hard to see on the tone paper because it is light. And then we've got a medium gray that's warm, a dark gray warm, a soft black, dark gray, silver gray, and a black hard. I like the fact that it has the warm and then the cooler tones of like the dark gray, medium gray, you know, the light. So it's nice to have that balance in a particular set to be able to create. Now, if you look at these colors, which is the 36 here, trying to get them all on the screen, but it won't be able to. Look how vibrant they are. They're actually really amazing. And these are just a couple of layers down in the tone tan. It's nice of how they pop. Most coloring books are Create Space paper, but there are some with good paper. So I'm not exactly sure how they'll perform on the Create Space paper, but I'm willing to try because I don't have a printer that I can scan and print images onto my favorite type of paper like this tone tan. So, but I think that's the beauty of testing stuff out to see what works and what doesn't work. One thing I did test with these pencils while swatching was how they blended. Oops, sorry, with an alcohol colorless blender. And that swatch right here, the light blue, is one that I did that, and the true blue to smooth out the tooth of the paper and push that pigment down into the paper. Now the light blue, I saw areas where I did not have enough pigment down, so I was able to go on top of the first layers that I blended and add more pigment to smooth it out, which was really cool. And this, and this is another blender. I personally don't have odorless mineral spirits because sometimes that stuff is, being that it's solvent based, is really tough, so that I really like the quickness of an alcohol marker like this. And I do know Arteza on Amazon has where you can just buy the colorless blenders, and I will link that below down in this description. Just know that I am not making off any money off of the purchase if you click on the link. It's not an affiliate link. I'm not an Amazon seller. My channel isn't here about selling and making money. This is about sharing my passion and my art with you and, you know, building connection with people. So, but like I said, I will link it so it's easily fine. I'm planning on picking up some more myself because I like the versatility of having an alcohol marker instead of just a Q-tip with a marker or alcohol or a brush. Just the fact that this is like quick and easy to blend, especially when you're doing a large area. This particular marker has the bullet nib and chisel, so you can see I've been using it to blend. And then to clean off your nib after you're done blending between colors, just clear it off on a piece of cardstock until it comes clear, and then you can go and blend like the next color over. So the only thing I haven't done with these yet is put them in color order because I'm still buying them open stock and I don't have a case for them yet. So I just got these a couple days ago, so I haven't really put any color combos together, which that's going to be my next step, so that when I do go and work on my pages, I have an idea of what colors will blend and work together once I have more to fill this out. Because yes, you can make combos in a 36 set, color combos, but it can be quite difficult with the lack of colors to choose from. So that is the Lyra polycolor pencils. And the next set of pencils I'm really excited about is my Derwent Inktense. Just the fact that these pencils are ink, and there's a couple of ways you can blend them. You can blend them with a colorless alcohol marker blender, or a water brush, or a water-based blender like Tombow has. And these are, oops, too far up, India ink. So once you lay the color down of the Derwent Inktense, it will dry permanent, and you cannot remove it after you had to activate it. And that's the cool part about it in Mixmedia. These are open stock, but they do not have the barcode on there. They usually have a sticker. Yeah, I can't wait to use these. I've seen a lot of videos on a lot of different colors channels, like Corey from Colorly Optimistic uses Inktense all the time, both of scanning images and in her books. Elm Colors uses Inktense. I mean, just about every colorist that is on YouTube uses these. And I just thought this would be like a cool way to just make my pictures pop a little bit more, and the fact that it's ink. So I only have a few of them because of, again, limited budget. But I am like picking out 3 or 4 pencils open stock and just slowly adding to the. So my swatches I did on watercolor paper because they are a water medium, or they're ink. So, and these are the colors. So I have sea blue, sun yellow, teal green, violet, poppy red, deep indigo, bark, fuchsia, bright blue, field green, tangerine, and ink black. Just look at the vibrance of these. All these were blended out with a alcohol colorless blender, and I thought we could swatch these same colors, and I can show you how they activate with water on camera. So let me grab my little towel here. So we'll we can start with, so I'm gonna, I go down here and just, if you can see what I'm doing here, I just make a little square here. And you don't have to lay a lot of pigment down because the water will spread this out and push it out. So you get that down, and take my water brush here. What I like to do is over here to the side, if you can see what I'm doing, is start the water brush a little bit before I kind of go in here and activate it. And I'll push the color out a little bit so you can see. Isn't that cool how you can activate with water? And then I just take and go like that. And then I dab my water brush. So that was the tangerine. We'll do the ink black here next. And I just kind of hopefully ooh, look at that pop. And this one is the bright blue. Now the watercolor paper I'm using is 100% cotton. It is the B paper. And this is more of the rough side, so it's like a cold press paper here, as you can see. And then if you are using any other like brand, like a 100% cellulose or a 50-50, like 50% of cotton and like wood pulp or a mixed media paper, you definitely want to stay away from the wood pulp stuff, because if you put too much water on it, it will crumble and fall apart. So it's best to use the 100% cotton. The bee paper is a little bit cheaper than some of the other brands, but 100% cotton paper can get really pricey too. So we have deep indigo. Oops. Oh, look at that richness of that color. Isn't that gorgeous? Popping over there. Wow. Look at that. I can't wait to do a piece with these. The next color I've got here is bark. Ooh. Look at the richness of this. Doesn't it make you want to get the full 72 set count just to play around with them? Because I know I'm getting full set syndrome for the 72 count, because just the fact that these are ink, they're permanent, you can't erase them. And the nice thing about it, these pencils will last you quite a while, because you don't use these as much compared to your regular wax or oil-based pencils, because these are ink and these are permanent. So, and you don't need a lot of pigment to get this to move. So as you can see here, because it will spread out. This one is the Fuchsia, which is right here. Oh, and then this one was teal green, sorry. I don't think I told you what the color was. One of those days with a brain that doesn't completely work all the time when I want it to. Fun. So this, crazy things not working around here. Quit it. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to make light of it. I get nervous and stuff trying to film, so I'm still new to all this. So, but just look at this. I mean, how could you not have these pencils in your collection? I mean, this is amazing, right? Tell me if I'm right. If I'm right that these are amazing, leave a comment down below once I upload this video. So the next color, I'll go down the line because I'm filling up my paper fast here. Is Sea Blue. Here we go. Do, do, do. Look at that, just pop. Oh, you can't, this can't get any better. Oh, I love the blues. Ooh, they are so gorgeous. As you can tell, well, you can't tell because of the way the camera is, but my room decor is sea colors and navy blues because it brings calmness to me. So, and one of my favorite colors. The next color I have is field green. So, the nice thing too about Inktense pencils, if you have a rough, like cheap cutting board from the Dollar Tree or just a really cheap, you can actually, I'll show you what I got. So if you had I'm taking up a moment. So if you had one of these rough, you can actually lay some pigment down, and you can also add water. You can pick the pigment up and make a swatch too. And you can also mix colors this way too. As you can see, it's the shade of the field green is a little bit different because I just used it as like a watercolor paint, almost like. And then you can also take and lay, well, let's say I wanted to make this a little bit darker, so I could lay some ink black down and start mixing it with the green pigment to make a more like earthier color here. Look at that pop. So just because I don't have the full set of Inktense, if you have like a black and a white, you can definitely mix and get a different color, because you can either darken it with the black or tone it down or lighten it through the white, and you can end up, as you're mixing colors, you can end up getting a wide variety of colors than just the colors that I have here with all of these pencils plus these, which I'll finish swatching here. And so I just wanted to show you some of the possibilities of how you can swatch these and actually work with them in your coloring book. Now, if you're going to work with these in a coloring book, I would recommend putting down the golden satin glaze which is like a gesso, and it's a lot smoother for your Inktense, and then it will also prevent bleed through, especially if you're working on a double page spread, and it will help the paper, if it's not 100% cotton, take a watercolor medium, like watercolor pencils or Inktense or things like that. You can also here pull color right off the tip of the pencil, and If you only need a little bit, you can also do that, which I can see the black is still on my, so you can do that too, instead of, and you can do that with any like watercolor pencil too, to lay color down. So that's just another way you can activate your Inktense pencils. Didn't mean to do that. Now you're gonna actually see me change the yellow a little bit. As you can see here, which is actually more of a sun yellow. I still had the leftovers of the field green and the black on my brush. It did not clean my brush down well enough. Some more water down. And then the last color I have is violet. Look at that. So, obviously. So there are two different ways you can blend them. So, I am definitely excited to use these in a coloring book page. The other good thing about these Inktense pencils, like if you're out in a park sketching and you want to do water mediums, but you don't want to carry a lot of supplies, these are perfect for that. Because you can just activate them with your water brush. You can, or an alcohol blender, so you could carry that in your drawing satchel if you just wanted to add colors to what you're drawing. Another option would be adding on with the Inktense the Derwent Tints, which are more of a graphite pencil with pigment added to it. I personally don't have the Tints. They are on my list to add to my collection, because I would love to use those in sketching and adding those monochromatic tones with the graphite. And the tints actually really come to life when you activate them with water and you're drawing and stuff. So I am just super excited for all of these. And now I am totally botching the closing out of this video. Oh, the things I get to do is watch these videos and laugh at myself, which of how, you know, amateurish I am. Anyways, so, but I really hope that you enjoyed this video and will go check out more of my videos on the channel and actually come back for some new content. I hope that you all have a wonderful evening and your 2022 starts off right in January, and I will see you in the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye now, guys.